Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Seasonal Tokens Podcast, where Polar interviews people so you can do more investing and less gambling.
The strategy that I play is that I want my safe, secure assets that keep kicking off streams of income every single month. I'm going to take that safe income from the safe assets and I'm going to plow that into crypto. I'm going to plow that into tech stocks. I'm going to plow that into private placements, stocks that are still private, but eventually could go public. And that's the way I'm going to 10x my money. And if they don't work out, they have a possibility that they won't, then my income just keeps replenishing itself the next month. Maybe it'll take 6 months to replenish, but the money will just replenish. I'm not starting over. I'm not deflated. It's not a big deal. My lifestyle isn't affected at all. You never want to risk current lifestyle for a better one. It's never going to work out for you. So that's how I say you take smaller risks to create, outsized gains.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I definitely agree with you that you shouldn't risk more than you can lose. And you shouldn't risk your wife for imaginary millions or something like that. And you have mentioned something that we are trying to talk every time on our episode, and it is the gambling. So what do you think a person should do in order to do more investing rather than gambling in crypto?
Well, I think, if you have at least 50% of your portfolio in Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're doing a lot less gambling. And you could definitely be arguing for even a bigger asset allocation. One of the guys I really respect, the crypto guy, he's Coin Bureau. I feel like he's not like everything's going to the moon and everything's going to crash. He's one of those guys that's level-headed, so to speak. And he gives his portfolio every week on his newsletter. And I think 80% of his portfolio is, between Ethereum and Bitcoin or somewhere around there, 80%. That's really not gambling. Those two projects, where are they going? Bitcoin's going to be here 100 years from now. It's the greatest form of money in human history. It's the only money that's satisfied all four criteria of sound money that can last for decades and centuries and beyond. There's no other money in the history of humanity that has done all the four things that Bitcoin has done. Ethereum, where's that going? How many decentralized apps are built on top of the Ethereum ecosystem? Ethereum's smart contract system, where now we don't need the middleman anymore. You and I can do business together based on a contract that automatically happens and gets implemented based on pre-existing, predetermined rules that were set forth, right? So those two projects, where are they going? They're going to be here a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades from now. Ethereum now, that could get disrupted a bit by other coins, other projects that maybe do it faster and cheaper. I don't see that happening anytime soon, just because it's kind of like the Apple of the App Store. All the apps are built on top of the Apple ecosystem. So where's Apple going? Apple goes, all those other ones got to find a new home. They're too solidified in the crypto ecosystem for those two coins for anything to ever happen. So they're not going to go up as much as some of the altcoins. When Bitcoin goes up, altcoins generally go up much, much quicker. When Bitcoin drops, altcoins drop much faster and much more furious. So you want to have exposure, in my opinion, to the other altcoins. I just think if you really want to avoid gambling, more of your investable dollars should be into those two coins.
Yeah, you definitely have right that these two projects, if we can call them just projects, are not going away because there have been a lot built on Ethereum and a lot of people have invested in Bitcoin. So these two are going to be with us in the future. So when you are saying that you invest mainly when we talk about crypto in these two, project. Is there anything else about crypto investing when we're talking about indestructible wealth as part of your method?
Mining, mining's a huge part. I mean, I have as much in mining equipment as I've actually bought in coins themselves. Mining allows us to be able to, over the course of time, essentially dollar cost average our way into lower price in our positions. When Bitcoin was at 69,000 and we bought our mining equipment, we were basing it upon it's going to take around $20,000 in power divided by the cost of the machines to get a Bitcoin. So we're going to be able to mine a Bitcoin for 20,000 or less, depending on, how low we could get the cost of power. So we could certainly get that down. But, somewhere maybe in between 10 to 20,000 per Bitcoin, right? So that essentially helped us to de-risk ourselves by, if we want to own more Bitcoin and we didn't want to buy it at the spot price of 69K, then we could own mining machines. Now, of course, there was a risk to that I didn't see of getting parts. So now, like the machines have been sitting on the shelf for almost a year. Well, that's not fun at all, but would have been worse if I would have bought Bitcoin at 69K. At the end of the day, however, I will say, if you bought Bitcoin in when at the peak at 69K, I don't think you made a mistake. You might not have timed it perfectly, but you didn't make any mistake. Bitcoin's going to 500,000 per coin at some point. I can see Bitcoin in my lifetime hitting $1 million per coin. I mean, I think you'll look back and be like, yeah, I could have gotten it cheaper. I could have gotten 3 Bitcoins instead of 1. And I'd be wealthier, but at the end of the day, that's timing. It is extremely difficult. So I would just be okay with that and just keep buying. And, if you have the ability to mine, we're opening up about 400 slots in the next month for investors if they do want to mine. We'll provide the machines, we'll provide the mining capacity, the rigs, the containers, the maintenance, everything. They can mine right with us. That's something that is available for, obviously it'll be a limited time because I think those slots will probably fill up pretty quick. Being what I've seen in the market, there's really not, too many spots where you can actually mine anytime soon, right? So yeah, those are my thoughts. I mean, again, it really comes down to, I just don't believe that like all your eggs should be in the crypto basket. That's my opinion. I think other assets are very important. But with that being said, I think crypto is an incredible play. And if you can zoom out, hold it, and wait for the next 5 to 6 years, the major growth will happen once you and I go to the coffee shop and we pay in crypto. Once we're utilizing crypto projects to buy and sell homes over the blockchain, and that's very common, like that's just how we do it. And we don't use a title company anymore. We cut the title man out and all their expensive middleman fees. When we start seeing crypto doing that in our everyday lives, then we're in about the 6th, 7th, 8th inning. And that's when we're really it'll explode. It'll be mind-boggling what'll happen.
Yeah, I'm sure that you agree with me that it's coming. We just know when.